What's going on, Manic? Sorry to keep you waiting, brother. All right. Do some sound check real quick. Music's a little loud. Oh, I gotta put my mic on too. Music a little loud. Is that any better? What's going on, Scientific? What's up, brother? What's up, Oregon Adventure or Washington Adventure? Sorry, Halsey Way. What's going on, dude? Oh, we got an echo. Hang on a second. Oh, the Morel video? Dude, that was my very first video, dude. You can kind of tell from that one from like to what we do now. Like it's, or at least what I do now is I edit it much differently. I think that video was like 20 minutes long. Terrible. But you can see me without some scruff. What up, Washington? Did you end up? I kind of skipped out about halfway through your live there, buddy, to watch some TV with the wife. Did you end up catching a fish or no? Damn, man. I'm rooting for you, dude. I want you to catch one. You gotta find like some rocky areas, dude. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. We're just getting started here. People, what's going on? What's going on? All right, guys. So I actually got some stuff I want to talk about tonight. I know my dad wants to give away one of those floating pots for when those float pots for when he makes the jigs, like to paint them. But I have hinted at doing the same situation of some kind, and we've passed that 500 mark. So I want to do something in that nature, but I don't know what it is. Whether it be some crappie jigs with some stickers, and I just do like a big bundle thing, like a box worth of them, or I do what my original plan was, which was, hang on, let me go get it. I'll be right back. My original plan was I was going to take this box here and absolutely just jam pack it full of flies and then just give away the whole box. So think about that and let me know what you guys want the giveaway to actually be from my end of it. Anyway. So, but I think tonight I want to start off where we left off last night, which was the steelhead jigs. So I think I'm all out of white, so we're going to experiment with some orange colors tonight. Maybe we can make some crappie jigs out of these as well, or at least panfish jigs, if we don't feel inclined to make them into steelhead jigs. Salmon jigs? Okay. giveaway right now. Not yet, man. Not yet, man. I want to make sure that like everybody that's been a part of this for a while now gets a shot at it, right? Like it can't just be some random live, and I feel bad if someone wasn't here to miss it. So I'm not going to do these very often, so I want to make sure that my first thought is probably some sort of community post, because you have to be a follower and you have to have the notification bell on to see those. So hey, Robert, why? What's up, brother? So you have to have both those on to see those. So that means that you're basically a pretty good follower at that point. So then I can leave it there for multiple days, and people can add in as they go, and then we can just pull from that. I think is the best option. But I'm trying to find a way that this doesn't look stupid. It's just gonna look stupid. So, in the world of experimentation, I was thinking we could do some kind of, I don't know, panfish jig or something with these as well. So I got this stuff here, which is like real fuzzy line here. So maybe we can make something happen out of that. Let's move you guys a little bit closer. Y'all didn't really see my face so much. Ow. Fucking hook sharp. Is it gonna focus in? There it goes. I think a fly box is awesome. Okay. How long has it taken to get to 500? Honestly, man, I wasn't ready for it. It kind of snuck up on me quickly. I think so. I did the Captain Woodby video. It was like the second video that I did. I was kind of experimenting with like how I want the videos to be made and all that kind of stuff. And I think that one was when I really started trying to upload on here. And then I made my fish finder video, which actually is to date is my best video so far. What if I have more subs than you, and you think then I can be entered in the giveaway 2 times? LOL. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that have more than me, brother. But whatever, dude. We just keep going. That's my plan, man. Just to keep on going. All right. Let's see. Ooh, I didn't even know I had this. I had this like perfect, kind of schlopping, but not really schlopping for making these steelhead jigs. So we'll keep an orange head one, but we'll keep it with the orange body as well. But that black tail like we've been doing for like a nightmare, but with an orange head basically. Hell yeah, man. Like I said, I like making the videos, and that's kind of my thing. I guess we'll go with orange line. This stuff's looking pretty tattered. Come on, phone, focus. Is that better? That's a little bit better. Okay. I think this bobbin's too tight. Okay, now we need the micro chenille. This is the first one of the night. Yes, it is the first one tonight, man. You came in right at the beginning, brother. I had just gotten started. Sounds like bass fishing Washington. LOL. What are you talking about? Bass fishing Washington. I'm trying. I want to do bass fishing in here. I do bass fishing here. Okay. That's our tail line. Then we need to drop in one of these hackles. I'm going to try and find one that's a little bit more narrow. Like this one here, right? More narrow than it is like wide, like that one. Try and grab just the very tip of it there. We'll tie that sucker in there. Have I ever watched Rippin' Rod TV? That's what Manic was talking about. Oh, I have not. No, I have to go check that out. Is he another YouTuber, I'm assuming? Or is it like an actual TV channel? Okay, got those two there, set to go. He's a 15-year-old fisherman, and he's been growing fast as fuck on YouTube. He's gained like 3,000 the past 1 to 2 months. Doing what? Like bass fishing in Washington? He's probably multi-platforming too. Like I am purely on YouTube. This is the only place you will find my content. I tried to do the Instagram thing, and I ended up backing off the Instagram thing, so I'm not even doing that anymore. Oops, I need to go grab something out of the bag. The yarn box. He does bass fishing. His own bass jig, crop shirts, and stickers. Oh, damn, dude. I'll have to go check him out. Like, I know there's a lot of dudes on here that are like, was it crappie jig guy? He does a lot of stuff on TikTok as well, and he performs well there. No, like I said, Manic, I've kind of stepped away from Instagram even, so I'd like to just purely be on YouTube. Is my goal. And like I said, I'm not too worried about like fast growth. As long as I see some growth, then I knew I'm doing something. Share my stuff, guys, if you like it.
Booking.com has stays for
that's the way I'm gonna go about it.
Imagine you're a musical obsessed couple. You book a dazzling hotel in the Big Apple, 5 stars.
Okay, we'll tie that bad boy in like so.
If Broadway buffs can find their perfect stay, anyone can.
Go all the way back to that micro chenille. Now we have a good set body. I got my hackle tied in there a little bit. No, dude, promise, you're fine. You're fine. What size jig is that? Are you making them and go under float? Yeah. So, what you do is, I think you're here too, Robert. But yeah, they're 1/8 ounce, something like that. 1/4 ounce or some of these. But yeah, they go under a float, and then what Oregon and I would both do is I would even tie a line coming off of here out to another line that would be like an egg, and then just running that as well as a secondary for steelhead, and just gives you both action, because then you're fishing a jig and a bead, and if you get a bite or anything like that, or if you caught one and they bit the jig or they bit the bead, you know what's working. So instead of you spending 2 hours fishing a bead, then switching to a jig, and then finding out that it was the jig all along, and now you're 1 hour till you have to go home kind of situation. So looks like Run just went live too. Bass Fishing with Noah, welcome, dude. How's it going? Hey, I'm an 11-year-old bass fisherman, but I was thinking about getting a rod for Christmas and fly tying. Seems really cool, but hard. It's not hard at all, man. It's not hard at all. If you follow me on here, I'll show you all kinds of easy setups to do, and you don't necessarily need a whole lot to get started, man. There's a lot of flies out there you can use for bass as well, and I bet you'd like. Primarily with my fly rods, like, hold on, I'll go grab one for you. This one here, this is my North Fork. It's a North Fork custom rod. This one is 9 foot 5-weight, and I paired it with my Allen fly reel. And this is primarily my rod for bass. I really like catching bass on the fly. I've caught actually quite a few of them, largemouth, and it's a absolute hoot of a good time, man. It's different than on a bass rod. When you're fishing them on a bass rod, which I've got plenty of those, the rods are so stiff, you don't get to play so much. You just kind of just reeling as quickly as you can to get in. On a fly rod, you get to play them because the rod takes up all the mistension between the fish and the line, if that makes sense. Because if you let a line go slack on a bass rod, it's very easy to let it go slack, and they can pop the hook. On a fly rod, it's so bendy that you can play them forever. There's plenty of top water flies as well that all use, basically they're called deer hair. And you use all these different colors of deer hair and tie them up, and you can make poppers out of them. Very cool and very fun too. And instead of taking all of your bass jigs and all your bass lures and all that stuff, you can walk to the river with something this size and have a bunch of different flies in it, and have, you don't have to carry so much. Okay, but this steelhead jig we're making here, I'm going to pinch these two together. Oops. Like so. Nope. Man, I lost my 5-gallon bucket here. It's not doing me well because I've actually lost a pair of, oh no, here they are. These are my good tweezers. I have like a lot of these things, right? But all three of these suck in comparative to this one. And it's getting kind of old. The rubber's kind of set off. But it's got like these grooved teeth in it. Super nice. Because then when I'm doing these, I can just line these up very easily and keep them taut. Ow. Just like so. So now we've got that hackle, and we've got that micro chenille in a loop. And then we just sit here and start to twist this. 19 people watching the stream, man. I appreciate everybody that's jumping in right now. Thank you guys so much. Feel free to ask any fly fishing or any fishing questions whatsoever. I'm here to help. I carry a lot of stuff when I fish with a spinning rod. Yeah, so me too, man. That's why fly fishing has got its own kind of upside to it, man, for sure. Okay, we're gonna fold that over and then we're gonna let it spin up on itself, and it's gonna do the caterpillar effect there, which is what we're looking for. I'm gonna help it spin a little bit. Oh man. Okay, well, we made a mistake, which is okay. We can fix it. I didn't put my bobbin in the center like I needed it to, or at least a little bit off center. There we go. Now we can pull that off, get our bobbin in there. Sorry, catching back up on chat here. Our natural spawns from last year, Robert Y. What fly rod are you using for steelhead? Are you asking me or are you asking Robert Y? Hola, Red. Welcome, dude. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining the stream, man. Do I catch trout? Yes, I do, Banana. I do catch trout. A lot of them too. Hold on a second. I'll show you some photos, my friend. Okay, we'll tie that in real quick just to knot that in position where we want. I'm just going to hold back those leftover hackles. And that's it. We just want that little nub hanging off there. That's for some reason what the steelhead love this little, I don't know what you want to call it, the flaky worm or whatever. It's super popular with the steelhead jigs. These jigs right here in my area, they charge around $6 to $8 a piece for these things. And you guys see me make multiple of them here tonight. So, Banana, hold on one second, brother. I'll pull down some photos, a bunch of different photos for you guys. So this is actually a really long trout that I caught on a fly. Pretty good one there. And then you guys see, if you know, you know, but that little fin right there, that's the legitimizer fin, is what we like to call it. Just means that it's a wild. So that guy put up a hell of a fight. That's why he goes up on my wall. Far as who was it? The new guy in here, bass fishing with Noah. I do a lot of smallmouth fishing, so smallmouth bass fishing. In my area, we catch some guys like this, which is pretty normal size for our area. I really liked this guy here. He put up a good fight, and he was down about 23, 24 feet deep. So he's deep. That's what made it interesting for me on that fight, because I had to fight him for a very long time on a bass rod, and like we talked about earlier, you have to reel in kind of quick so that way you don't get any slack line. This guy was actually pretty interesting because it was sight fishing, and he was huge, man. That was a massive smallmouth as well, and he was up in the shallows, and I actually saw him just poke his head just barely out of some lily pads, and I dropped my chatterbait past him quite a ways, not to spook him, and then just bolted past him with it, and he came out of that and just nailed it, and that was awesome to always watch him sight fishing. Here's another just kind of random small one I had. I don't think it was worth the wall, but anyway, I got it printed up either way. But I live in the Pacific Northwest, so here in Washington, salmon is a big thing for us. So I've been living on a section of river that I've been fishing my whole life since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. And we go for salmon on the rivers, which is like this. And you guys see me, I'm wearing gloves here, and that's because we use salmon roe, which is eggs, and we float them behind a float. It's a technique we use to catch these guys. This one I got a picture of just because he's so red, and it really shows off that once they get high up into the stream, that's the kind of color that they become. This one here was probably one of my biggest fish of that year, that particular year. Wearing the gloves again, that same technique that works just really well for these guys. And this guy ended up being about 20 pounds, something like that. King salmon, I pulled him out of the river, and he took me for a wild ride, man. So I was using a chatterbait today and watched a bass look my lure and then just float there. So chatterbaits are awesome because you can run them really fast and then just drop them into the dirt and then just play them like you would a jig. So what I end up doing a lot of times if I'm sight fishing, like what you said, right, is I'll run them really fast past them and then I'll drop it in the dirt just past them and then just give it a couple little paddles in the dirt and it'll pull up some piled to dirt. So what the fish sees is they seen this thing go with a lot of noise go running past them and then just hit the dirt right by them. They 9 times out of 10 they come just if anything just to come check it out. Once they've checked it out, you can give it a little more jerks and they usually end up grabbing it and boom, your fish on, dude. Manic, nice, Robert. I'm gonna go to Ontario, so slightly different style, steelhead fishing, lots of eggs under floats. Yep, yeah, Manic, eggs under floats is pretty popular. Yeah, I think that if I was a fly fish, I would go to the Tar River. What's the Tar River, man? All right, I had fun with this stream, but I have to leave since it's, yeah, fair enough, dude. Fair enough, bass fisherman, man. Appreciate it. I do live streams on Thursdays as well that are a little bit early, so if you want to catch those, I usually have a guest on. Okay, so we're going to finish up the chenille real quick. Manic, I don't know if you've been in my late night streams before. Have you been in these? Okay. So we're getting real close to finishing it up there. I know it looks like a crazy looking jig, but man, these things really work for steelhead, which are basically a gigantic trout that we have here in our rivers. I think I've creeped you a couple times on the Friday stream, brother. Oh, fair enough, man. Okay. Where is my whip finish? So, anybody that's just watching my stream that doesn't know anything about fly fishing or anything like that, this thing here is called the whip finish. And for those of you that do obviously know what all these stuff is, I do this all the time. I just want to make sure if anybody's watching, they can at least be part of it. So whip finishes are very interesting little tools. They're very hard to learn, but once you've learned them, it's like riding a bike. It's pretty hard to forget it afterwards. So basically what you do is this little loop here, we're going to hook into here, and then we're going to wrap it around this little bend that's on the back side here. So boom, just like so, and then I'm going to wrap around that bend and then just bring it around town. So we create like a sail, basically. And then what we're going to do is we put the jig head through here, and we just spin around the jig head. And this creates basically a locking knot on the front of this thing. So that allows us to then go here. Chop off that line. Now we're basically done. Just a few more steps. So a little bit of head cement. Just make sure that even if that knot wants to get loose, we're going to lock it in there with glue. And then this little loop here. So what a lot of guys, when the steelheads guys do, is they'll use this cotton or this yarn knot, which I'm going to cut the end of here in a second. Just like so. That way it can be free. Is you just put a little dab of scent right here. And that just kind of helps them attract to your lure. But there you go. That is what we call here is a steelhead jig in the Pacific Northwest for catching steelhead. It does have a lot going on, man, but I mean, like all of these, oh damn it, like all of these, man, they look goofy as hell, but they work, and they work so well. And then of course we use these ones for the big salmon, these big jigs, which we can make some of those up if anybody's interested in watching those. 23 people in the stream. Man, if you guys are just lurking out, I'd really appreciate it if you threw a like on the stream. It helps me out immensely. If not, you just want to hang out and watch, totally cool with that too, man. All right, let's do another orange head one, and then we'll switch it after that. I really like that color combo. I think that was actually pretty nice. Robert Y, hit me up on my email, brother, and maybe I can make something happen for you. Email is in my bio. Yeah, kind of. Totally like a crappie jig in the front, eggs I can leech in the back. I do have a bunch of shad darts that I do tie up as well, Manic. So, but I haven't done those in a while. Oregon Fishing Adventures, what's up, man? Man, I feel like I just talked to you yesterday. That's crazy. Just getting home from work, man. All right, drive safe, brother. Look at these dope ass stickers I got too, man. I gotta send some of these out as well. I got some work to do, man. I just gotta catch up to it. It's moving fast for me now. I thought it was you, man. I couldn't remember. Anybody just joining in, I had Oregon Fishing Adventures as my guest on my Thursday stream yesterday. Very, very cool, dude. We went a little too far back with that one. Can keep it real tight up against the head here. Okay. Coming back in with that micro chenille. A shad dart, you called it? That's what I believe it's. That's what Do It Molds calls it. Let's see. This guy right here. So I tie up bucktail behind it. But I was thinking about maybe some marabou or something.
I'm Chef Franklin Becker, and I'm in my Ozempic era.
I know dudes will even use these for steelhead, and they'll
Ozempic
put like sand shrimp. They'll just tie. There's nothing on them. It's just the hook themselves, and then they put sand shrimp behind it as a lure for steelhead.
Where you go, take Ritz Fresh Stacks to go.
Hey, we hit 10 likes, man. Let's keep her going. Thank you, guys. Appreciate all the support, man. I look forward to this stuff, man. I feel like I'm getting kind of a vibe down with it too, with keeping the schedule. Now, if I can just be on time to my own streams would be better. I'm always late to my own streams. I set the time too. I set the time, and then I'm like, I look at the clock and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go get ready. And I'm usually like 5 minutes late. So if you jump into a Cavefish live where I said I'm gonna be live at like 11 o'clock, like AKA tonight, hang out a few minutes. I'm still putting everything together, and I'll be live shortly. So, oh man. All right, let's pick out a good one here. So, like I said earlier, I try and find like a kind of slender one. Like this one here is just way too wide. If I can get this slender one, that's the better one for what we're tying here. And then I'm gonna grab the tip end of it, just like so. We're gonna roll that back slightly. 34 people in the stream, man. Thank you guys so much for joining in, man. Appreciate it a lot. If you guys don't mind dropping the like on the stream, it helps me out quite a bit. We're small money over here, so every little bit helps. Okay, and then we're gonna tie that, chop that off, sorry, just right back where that tail piece is. Because this is the start of this guy here. This is what we're aiming to do. Okay, now everything gets tied in before you even start kind of putting everything together. So the next piece that we're going to want to put in is that purple or that pink chenille that we create the body with. And just like so, need a piece of this. I hope that's enough. That should be enough. And then what I do with this one is I like to pinch out some of that pink, just that shows the fibers underneath. And it's going to keep my profile really low here on the body portion of it. Oops. And I can tie in that chenille a little bit deeper in without bothering anything. Okay. Next, we need to flip it over, and we got to tie in the yarn, which I believe I just had here. Oh, whoa. That's cool. Never heard of them before. Seen the stuff similar though. Super ready for trolling Sunday. Hell yeah, dude. You gotta let me know how that goes. I was waiting all day thinking he was late and then 3 hours ahead. How late is late to him? Dude, the late night streams, I will say I try and start them. I don't like to say times because obviously I don't want to be like trying to set certain times that creates an expectation. But I want to start these around 11 o'clock Pacific time, Western Pacific, whatever. Washington is 11 o'clock my time, so whatever that makes it out to be for you. So I started tonight at 11 o'clock my time. So that's typically when I want to do the late night streams. If for some reason you guys say I need to move it up, that might be a different story. But I like to do them late. I like to catch new people. So. Oh, I didn't even know that. Well, thank you much, man. PST. Yeah, PST time. Pacific Standard. Okay, good. Okay. So I'm going to do a cardinal sin here. And I'm going to add cotton near the front because you guys saw that I cut it a little bit short. And me just adding that cotton in the front allows me to just create a little bit more of a uniform body there. Okay, then we spin it back up to the top. Now you guys see I've got basically all the components that we need to finish this or to build this all tied in now. So first thing we're going to start is creating this tail here. So pulling those fibers back, just getting them nice and flayed out. We have a loop here. Manic, you're 3 hours ahead of me, so it's like really late for you then, bro. And then we gotta use my hackle pliers here. Boom. Now that I got all the components there on my hackle pliers, I just start spinning this bad boy up. And you're gonna start to see basically what you saw a second ago. Now all kind of coming together. Sometimes I like to get in here and kind of pick these out because they do like to get stuck in between the wraps. We don't necessarily want that. And how do you know how many spins is enough? When you go to spin this, and you spin enough times, basically once you kept it taut, as soon as you start to drop it, you see that? You see right there. You see where it starts to want to bend? That's how you know we've basically done enough. It's one too many, right about there. Once it wants to start to bend over on itself just like that, we're in the perfect position. And then we just put our bobbkin, which has got a bunch of wax on the end of it, which is annoying. And I want to go just below the medium points, that way I have something to tie on the front. And I fold it over. And then I kind of do this quickly, but I remove that out pretty quickly. And then I just help kind of spin this up like it should be. And then I can pull that out. Get this out of my freaking way. And see, I've left a little bit there on the front. That's why I didn't do quite on the halfway point, to give myself something to tie onto now. So I'll pull some of those hackles back. And we'll tie that bad boy on right there. Done deal. Move my thread to the front. Now we're going to pull this back around and then just start our wraps around. Oops. Get down there, Bobby. Wrap that a couple times around. Like making a rope. Yep. Exactly like making a rope, really. Okay, get a little bit of a head going there with the head wraps. Come on, focus. There we go. And then we're going to go back to that whip finish here, guys. So that's the whip finish again. Funky, crazy looking tool. We're going to loop through here, then we're going to loop around back here. So loop through there. Oops. Loop around. Loop through there. Loop around back there. And then twist it over one time. That creates that sail. And then we just push it through that jig head. 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably good enough. We can pull it off that back loop and then pull it off the front loop. We are done. we were done deal with that. Okay. Got that finisher move off. And we are done. That there is a steelhead jig. Pretty common pattern colors other than the orange on the head there. 32 people in the stream, man. We are doing killer tonight. Let's see if we can't get up to 15 likes, guys. I'd really appreciate it if you're hanging out with me. So we cut that loop out of the bottom, giving that nice little red patch. And now we are set to roll. Yeah, way too much yarn. I cut it back. So I make a loop and then it just doubles in itself, giving itself just that little bit. But even that might be a little bit yarn, but we'll leave it be. Appreciate you doing your thing, Manic. Really do. All right, should we do another steelhead jig? Or do we want to switch to the big boys? Let's switch to the big boys since we got so many people hanging out with us. We'll switch to the big ones. These will pull back a little bit. Hang on. Ooh, that's a good one. Maybe go that way just a little bit. Okay. So I've got plenty of colors in here. I've got like a pink and chartreuse. I've got blue. I got glow in the dark. That could be another fun one. Let's do a glow in the dark one. I haven't done a glow in the dark one in a hot minute. These ones are pretty cool. So these are the big half-ounce jigs we use for salmon. LOL, how many drinks you got on the go? LOL. I got a couple, man. I got my espresso here, then I got my beaker full of, this is like a science beaker full of just agua. No adult beverages tonight. A little bit of both keeps us rolling into the night. All right, these. Oh man, I just want to get a little bit more. There we go. It's kind of weird because I'm angled to you guys. But this one here is one of the glow in the dark bad boys. Here. Look at that. We'll kind of really get it going. These things are really awesome for like early morning too. So, you like the beaker? I pick up some random stuff, dude. So like this is the beaker, and I'm sure you're well aware of where I may have picked this up from. Next Adventure is my dad's sporting goods store, by the way. And then I've got like the Lowe's 5-gallon bucket complete with handle that holds all of my fly tying tools. Really sophisticated outfit over here over at K-Fish. You know, really fancy equipment. Nothing but the best. Get that crap out of my way. Let's clean up just a little bit before we rock over to the salmon jigs. Okay, we're gonna need some fur. boots with the fur. Let's do I have enough black here? Ooh, I do. I've got a perfect black strip. So we'll do a black strip. And I think I've got white as well. Better than cardboard box. Is that what you're running off, Manic? Cardboard box, bro? I seen someone make twitching jigs with marabou tail, and he made the body with large black chenille, like a cactus chenille. It looks pretty cool. He was in Alaska for salmon. Yeah, you could totally do that. So Run is another guy on here on YouTube. I forget what he's got a really long YouTube name, but I just call him Run. But he does the same thing. So he'll do a marabou tail and then chenille, basically like a woolly bugger. He'd wrap the hackle around it and basically do it that way. In my area, however, the bunny fuzz is the preferred method for most people in my area. Bro, 36 people watching in here. Let's see if we can get some more likes on this stream, guys. I'd really appreciate it. You guys are killing it right now. Okay. This one we're going to go with the black, and I use 140 on most of my jigs. Man, when I first started out doing these jigs, I thought 140 was going to be way too thin. And Manic or any other fly tires out there can appreciate what I'm about to say next. So it was 140 is what I was like, God, that seems really thin, right? This stuff seems really thin. Come on, get on there right. And so what I ended up doing is I went with much thicker stuff, right? Much thicker stuff. Ooh, I found old Squeaky. Let's see if I have the spool still sitting around here. I don't think I do. In here. Here it is. So I bought this stuff, right? I was like, okay, this seems right. This seems nice and thick, seems good. 240. I was using 240, which is an insane number in fly tying world. This stuff is like, if you're going for like permit, or if you're going for like tarpon, you use 240. Not necessarily salmon jigs, although they do have tough teeth, but I think 140 is where I found is like the magic number for these. So this one, however, let's see if I can get you guys a better angle. This one, however, we're going to wrap this all the way back. Cut the tag in. Thank you, Manic. Thank you, Manic. They would be durable, that's for damn sure. Yeah, I'm not too worried about some of my early creations falling apart. However, it did create just a fat mess on the actual body. Those things were so fat. Okay, we're gonna take our marabou feather, this really fluffy stuff here, super fluffy feathers, and we're gonna tie this in on the butt. So this is something that I've kind of come up with, because when you tie a bunny fuzz jig, what ends up happening is we use this and we go with a tail like this, right? But without this marabou in it, you can imagine, it just becomes kind of a squared off butt. And then it goes right out to the hook. Well, it doesn't look all that appealing to myself, really. And it's another way you can add in some color
It's giving
without
moisture with a capital
doing
M.
a whole hell of a
Made
lot.
for every type
And then it just creates that
texture,
more fuller
so you
body.
can drench curls,
So
make waves, and turn up the volume.
Very easily to do and not have to create much of a tip or anything like that. So we'll just do right about there. Tie that in a couple times. I want to hold this to the front. I want to wrap that up all the way to the front. Now, why would you want to wrap that all the way to the front? So when you wrap that all the way to the front, this is something that the fly smith has shown me my errors or my ways, as I used to not do that as much. But you're keeping a pretty well uniformed shank thickness at this point. So now from here to here, it's pretty much the same thickness, right? Which is what we want. So now we go back to our bunny fuzz strip. And there's two different types of bunny fuzz strips you can get out there. Let's see if I can find one for you guys here. So this here is called just zoinkers, and then this is called crosscut. The difference is the zoinker is the furs coming directly off of the leather, where the crosscut, the fur is coming off of one side of the leather. And both of them have their own applications that work for them. So, however, I have found that I just prefer just using the regular crosscut or the regular cut. Okay. So now we're going to tie in a piece just like so. And wrap that on the top. Then right where this kind of marabou ends is where we're going to cut the tail. Boom. Jig tail acquired. Now we're going to take that same that we just cut off, and we're going to, first we're going to cut not a square end to it, but an angled end to it. Just kind of helps tying it in. And we're going to tie that in like so. And we're going to move this all the way up to just over halfway mark on the shank. Give it a half hitch. That's just going to, it's like clicking save on a video game. We've saved at this point, so any mess ups we do past here, we can always come back to that point. I can bring this around if I really want to get technical and pull that out of my way. And making sure that I kind of pull these hairs out of the way as we kind of start to spin forward. And I like to overlap my last layer just a little bit, because that's going to help keep all the fibers kind of moving backwards like we want them to. Did we hit our save point? Almost. Okay. Now simultaneously bringing this back. Oops. Pull that out of our way. And we will wrap this around, locking in that fur right where we just saved it. Come back around and I will cut this off. Then And I will kind of damper this back a little bit onto the fur. And you're going to notice that's going to kind of push everything backwards again. Now everything kind of has a flow of the direction it's going. Now we can get fun. Now we get to add in the legs. So for this one, since we kind of got a white and a black thing going on, I thought at one point I had some white and black stuff. I do. Here we go. We're going to add in this black and chrome, which I think is going to tie this really well together. A little bit fat bottom girls make the girl right. My first time at my local fly shop looking for stuff for twitching jigs, the guy recommended 210 string. He said most guys use it, so that's what I'm using right now, LOL. 210, yeah, 210's pretty, yeah, 240 is way too high, but I will say for twitching, for steelhead jigs, the 140 is like the good all around. So I can tie all of these with 140 basically, and it works well for all of them. And it's not too heavy. I can get multiple colors without having to get multiple sizes. So I prefer it that way. But yeah, no, do you, man. Nothing I say is by any means, you know, the Bible. I promise. Yeah, Robert, why it works for sure. But like K-Fish said, it builds up fast, so make every wrap count. Yeah. Do you mostly tie half-ounce twitching jigs? I do tie mostly half-ounce, only because, well, he's not a fan of making the smaller ones. But once we kind of get that dialed in, then I will be making the smaller ones for sure. I like using half-ouncers. I've kind of said this before, Oregon. Like, half-ouncers are my more favorite to make or to use, because I play in heavy water and I feel like I get good action out of them, and my bite ratio's higher for salmon, that is. But twitching half-ouncers is not for the weak at all. My hand, by the end of it, because I twitch it on a bait caster, by the end of it is just toast. I know it doesn't seem like a much, like, dude, you're just only throwing like a half an ounce. But when you're throwing a half an ounce and you're twitching it all day, it gets not fun, or it gets sucky on the arm anyway. Not to say that it's not fun, because you're catching fish. So my dad does make the jigs. Yep. So funny story. My dad has always been like the type of guy that, like, he'll jump into a hobby and he'll dive into whatever it is that he wants to do deeply. And so over the years, he's like, dude, check this out. And he'll show me something in his garage, and it's like, now he's making mushrooms. Like he's growing giant, a bunch of mushrooms in his garage. I'm like, okay. And then a month later, he'd be like, yeah, I'm done with mushrooms. I built the best mushroom making station you could ever make, and now I'm done with it. Before that, it was wood laves. Before that, it was RC cars. So I was like, all right, well, I want to play off this. If I want something, I want something to come out of it for myself. So I was like, if he's going to do all this stuff. So I was like, dude, you should make jigs. And I showed him a couple of videos on how to make jigs and whatnot. He's like, dude, I could totally make a great system like this. And I was like, you totally could, And then he just kind of took off. And so if you guys aren't following me, make sure you guys do follow me, because next Thursday, I think I'll have him on my live, and you'll get to see his gigantic jig making system. It's got like 8 different pots all running simultaneously. He's got 17 different molds. He's got like over 200 pounds worth of lead. I mean, like he's went way over and beyond with his system. It's pretty insane. I'd say that he, for a guy that doesn't even like do YouTube, he rivals some of like the biggest like jig making YouTubers out there for sure for his setup. It's pretty insane. Okay. And boom, one last little run there. Then we'll just come around town here a couple of times. Oops. At least catching it. And then I'll spin it around till I find it, which is right about there. We'll cut that off. And then we'll start our head wrap here. I like to make a pretty decent collar on the front of this thing. Because just kind of helps hold everything in and helps hold because everything's been tied into the front. Everything's basically anchored in at this point. So we create a little bit of a head wrap there. It just kind of makes everything kind of lay back like it should real nicely. Okay, back to the whip finish. Sly dog, what are you talking about? Oh man, my whole mount just moved. That was not cool. How am I a sly dog? Tie that off. Cut that out. Almost lost my thread. Okay, now comes the fun part, which you guys haven't seen before on tonight's stream. I'm going to pull all these furs back. And I will put in this guy here, which is the UV clear fly finish. Once I kind of find something to clean the tip of this thing off. Hold on. All the fur flying around, it sticks to this thing bad. Okay. Oh, convincing him? Yeah. I'm not kidding you. He went way farther than I thought he'd take it. So, and to everybody that's in the stream, all 35 of you, appreciate you joining me. But because of that, he has made the coloring pots. Let me show you guys here. So when you make one of these jig heads, right? Or if you buy these in the store, they come just regular lead, but you got to color them. And there is a certain type of color. So when you hit these on the rocks or whatever, it doesn't chip or crack, right? Well, he has made a float pot, which is the best way to do these. It basically makes this powder paint just kind of sit, and you drop it in. Well, he has made one. He's made like a dozen of these things, but he's made one that we are actually going to give away. So make sure you guys are following. Make sure you guys have that notification bell on, because I will be giving it away in a community post that will be set for a certain day, and then you comment underneath it, and we'll give it away from there. So anyway, back to what I was doing. Unless you end up dragging your jigs across the bottom. I've done that too. A couple of these jigs that I've made are sitting. I've displayed them on the river because I really wanted people to see them. I've displayed them nicely in the tree lines, high up so people can see them well. kind of near the river. I've put in quite a few up that direction. Intentionally, definitely intentionally. Then I'm going to use my bobkin here, and I'm just going to spread this thick resin kind of back and forth on the threads to just kind of help create a nice collar all the way across those threads of resin. And then what we're going to do here, you're going to see here in a bit, is we're going to start fast spinning it, and it's going to create, if I stop, it'll droop to one side. So if I create this, it creates a nice uniform frame all the way around it. Okay, mood lighting going on. Ooh, look at that glow. Yes, let's get 20 likes, man. That'd be killer. Yes, of course. Little presents for other anglers. Well, that's just it, you know. Someone out there could get them if they get them. There's some that I'm not even kidding you. I put them in the trees completely intentionally. I put them in the trees completely intentionally. That hadn't even touched the water. I just immediately tied them on my hook or on my line, sent them into the trees, displayed them nicely, broke off the line. So, done that a couple times too. Hence why you see me making these, because what I make here at the vents or at the vise allows me to be the shitty angler that I am, and I get to waste these in the trees often. Okay. There we go. Just kind of get them spread around there nicely. There we go, guys. That is the black and white. We'll call this one the cop car. The black and white salmon jig. This one's killer too. Quite a few of these are going to be making it into my personal box, and I think this is one of them. I really like this black and white. Laser print, welcome, dude. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for chatting in. Thank you, brother. And it lights up. That's true, yeah. That's true, dude. Yeah, it totally lights up, yeah. Hold up. We'll do that one more time. Gotta get the mood lighting in. Ooh. One more. Come on. Oh, look at it. It matches the background now, too. Radioactive style. Super rad. How much? Free 99, brother. I don't sell my jigs, not yet anyway. We just got monetized here shortly, so I'm still in the works of setting that up. But Laser, if you wanted to buy some, brother, the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. I'm going to be selling my stickers on my YouTube channel, and when you buy a sticker for basically $5-6, you're going to get like 2 or 3 of these to come with it. So, and if you know what the price of one of these costs at the store, these are around $5 a piece. So, 100% losing the whole deal. But Okay. Am I back? Do I
You
have
better not
mic?
be using all the Old Spice.
Do I have audio? Yes? No.
Pampers Swaddlers is the #1 brand for sleep, keeping your baby
Okay,
comfortably
good.
dry.
So, back to what I was saying. Are we doing this? Oh, crap. Are we doing this? Which one do you guys want to make? Laser. Which one do you want, brother? Do another steelhead. We'll do another steelhead. Why not? Left. I was holding him like this, I think, right? So he wants one of these. Should be my right, but I think I understood the objective. So, okay, salmon jig. Do we want to do... Laser, you're new here, man. At least, I feel like I've heard your name before. We'll do one. I'll let you pick the entire way through, brother. So I've got a bunch of different colors here you can choose from. I'm gonna put 4 on the table for you, and you pick a color. I'll do this, and this. So, green, blue sparkle, chartreuse, or red. Which one you want to make, man? Or throw this back on the table. Pink. Blue. Blue it is. Okay. Good choice. Good choice. And we'll go with blue line. Keep everything in tight. Robert Y, thank you so much for hanging out, dude. Crash out, brother. Take it easy. Have a good night, man. Appreciate you hanging out with me as long as you did, dude. You're a trooper. Dude, Manic, thank you so much, dude. I just want to let you know you're the first dono, man. I thank you so much, dude. That's insane, dude. Thank you, dude. Thank you, man. Truly. Manic, hit me up on my email, brother. Hit me up on my email. Manic, you're a fucking badass, dude. Okay, what was I doing? Elk-hair caddis next, fish. I can do an elk-hair caddis. Can do, dude. Snoring tournament. No, you legitimately, that was my first ever dono, man. We just became monetized like my last stream. Okay, so I've got many different colors to choose from. If he's still in here. Watching from Australia, Ethan, welcome, dude. Welcome so much, brother. Gearhart. You can do it so good. Thank you, brother. Let's see. Laser, if you're still in here, brother. I got a bunch of different colors. Do you just name out a color and I probably have it. Which one do you want? Fish, dude. Are you serious, man? The floodgates are open. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, guys. You didn't have to, man. I really appreciate it, brother. Oh, man. You guys are killing it. You guys got me all kinds of like throwing off my game here. Laser, you still hanging out here, brother? Fish, you're an absolute unit, dude. Holy shit, man. Okay, so I don't know if Laser's still in here, so we're gonna keep rocking on. I'll just start off of the pattern that he gave me to go off of. So I think for this one I got purple. I want to do something with the marabou. The Pacific Northwestern person in me really wants to do this color, but I can't resist. I think white would look nice with this as a good balanced color. So we're gonna pull out the white marabou. Again, Fish, thank you so much, brother. Dude. Oh, you guys are amazing, man. You and Manic, dude. Everybody else that's watching, you guys are all great too. But it's my first ever dono, so that was really cool, you guys. Okay, we're gonna use this white marabou, and I like to double this up because it's all over the place. So I'll take these back fibers here. I'll just yank them, and I know it looks crazy, but I'll just yank them and stack them. And then I can watching from South Africa, Gerard. Well, dude, thank you, man. South Africa, hell yeah. You guys got some good fishing that way too. There's some really good. If you guys don't know, there's actually some really good fly companies that come out of Africa. They make they make like commercial grade flies out of Africa. It's pretty insane. If you haven't seen, like, there's a documentary about them too. It's pretty interesting. Okay, we're gonna tie that in. Go up towards the front. Get the body back. Now we've tied that all in. Fish DR from Montana, where we fish the tiny stuff unless you're head east for walleye, etc. No, you guys got some awesome fly fishing in your area for trout and that kind of stuff. We don't really have any for trout, but the jig that I'm making here, and that's what these bad boys are. They're for the salmon, right? So like these guys here, this is what we like to catch, and I fill my freezer full of these these guys. Not so much this one. I just took a picture because I like the red color that they turn. And then we have these fish that is bi-yearly, right? Bro, Manic, dude. Seriously. God, man. Thank you, Manic. You really don't have to, brother. You really don't have to, man. I thank you so much, brother. Where was I at? Yeah, the salmon. Oh, there's the bi-yearly fish. So we have these fish here that are you can go fish for them once every other year. So this upcoming year, I get to fish for them again. They're called humpies, and they're salmon that get this far up on the river that they, yeah, dude, yeah, seriously, for sure, man. They get this weird like bill nose to them, and then they even have like a hump to their back, aka that's why we call them humpies. But they're very odd to fish for. You've got to you got to use like a plunking rig. And so what we do is we use like a diamond weight, and then you run a little bit of line up to a slipper. It's like it just runs lets that weight kind of run differently, and then you run back to like a sand shrimp, and then you just let that kind of spin. So, Jared, thank you so much for the subscribe, dude. You guys are killing tonight, man. Thank you so much. Lazy, you're back in here. I was asking you what you wanted for the marabou. I hope white was the good color for you, brother. But I got purple for the body. What do you think? You want to go purple on the body? I got other colors too. You just name it out. David. David. Are you kidding me, dude? He comes in. He doesn't even say hi. He just comes in with the dono, dude. Thank you, David. Actually, everybody that's in this chat, make sure you guys go follow David. Make sure you go follow Bannock, and make sure you guys, if you are, make sure that you guys are following everybody that's donated so far. Because anybody that supports me, I full-heartedly try and support them back. Fish DR, definitely, man. Go follow all those guys. But if you guys want awesome made flies by David, this is his bento box, which is a sampler of all of his different giant flies that he makes for saltwater and that kind of stuff. And he does some killer rad stuff, way better skilled than I am. He makes these awesome shrimp too. So make sure you guys go subscribe to David as well. That guy deserves way more subscribers than he's got. Dual-sided. I'm gonna use this one for bass, I think, David. I may just because the bass in my area are kind of small, I may chop the tail back just a little bit. But I'm gonna use this for bass. Same goes for this one here. I'm gonna use this one for bass as well. And that clouser, pretty much this whole side. He makes some killer flies, guys. David, thank you, man. Love you, brother. Okay. Back to everything went haywire. Dude, I'm gonna be able to sleep tonight asking myself, why didn't I do this sooner? Do what? Oh, Oh, dude's not gonna be able to sleep tonight. Why didn't I do this sooner? Like me? Bro, it's honestly, like, I won't tell it too much tonight because I'm sure most of you guys have heard my backstory of like how and why I started doing the YouTube thing, and ever since I jumped on here, man, it's been nothing but just good vibes all the way around. And I think I finally found a platform that I really enjoy the people on. Like, dude, Instagram was just not for me, and like an old man, I never downloaded TikTok at all. I never had it on my phone. And Facebook nowadays is just so damn toxic. I don't want to get involved there either. So, like I said, I'm strictly YouTube, man. I'm in this thick and thin. I think this purple color is gonna be sick, man. Come on. Although this purple like leather is super. This is a fat freaking rabbit. Are you guys serious? Fish, dude. Bro, please. Fish, dude. You just jumped on here, brother. Let me again, Fish, make sure you you go on my and send me an email, brother. Same goes for Manic too. All you guys that don't know, send me an email. I want to send you guys some stickers and some stuff. I want to repay. David, I already know your address, so some shit's coming your way. Oh. Actually, David, I wanted to give you some of this stuff, brother, because I know you could use it. But look at this long dubbing. Got gold. I got this like beautiful blue, but it's all like long dubbing. And then this shit was crazy. This is hollow dubbing. Look at that. And I know your flies could benefit from that stuff. Appreciate everybody hanging in here, man. Okay, I'll get back to what I was doing here. Look at the thickness of that's leather on that freaking rabbit. Where's my straight shears? Okay, I'm gonna tie in the tail section of that one. And we're gonna get up to that halfway point, or just above the halfway. Put on that half hitch. And click save. Gerald, I love Cave Fish Adventures. Hey, man, thank you so much, brother. Make sure you go check out some of my videos, man. I try really hard to put some quality videos out for you guys as well. I love making my videos. Man, this stuff's kind of weird, dude. Because it's so thick. Like, the leather is so thick. Okay, tie that in. pretty high up on this one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use one of those crosscut in the front of this thing, and that's how we're gonna finish this bad boy off, I think. Mohammed, welcome, dude. Didn't see you there. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. These are salmon jigs, dude. Make these for going for salmon here in the Pacific Northwest, Washington area, the United States. I catch fish like, I need to print out some of my better salmon photos, but we catch fish like these.
Booking.com has stays for absolutely anyone. Imagine you're a merman. You find a beach resort for your mer family with a plunge pool, a wave pool, and yoga.
How's the
What?
weather on the day?
Merman
Yeah, I heard there was
yoga too.
some
If a merman can find
some
their
crazy
perfect
storms
stay,
on the
anyone
islands,
can.
brother. You good?
Booking.com, booking.yeah.
Not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running. That's why at Grainger, we're here for you with professional grade industrial supplies and fast delivery.
Skip that
Call,
sad.
click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ooh, you know what? We're gonna use this stuff because I don't get a good opportunity to use this stuff. So we're gonna use the hell out of it. So look at that. I got blue and then purple. Couldn't ask for a better setup for this exact jig. Some icy hot, man. Damn, bro. Sorry to hear that, dude. Every time I hear the word icy hot, though, I always think of those Shack ads, and it just makes me giggle. Copying the shared link will help keep. Oh, Manic, thank you so much, Manic. Feeling like an old man. LOL. Dude, you and me both, dude. You and me both. I woke up this morning and my pillow was just slightly off, and so I realized I slept and I'm not the type of person that moves in my sleep. And I realized my pillow or my was all cockeyed, and I woke up just all kinds of in the wrong. Set my whole day off right, because then I needed to go get the aspirin, to start my day before even coffee. Oh, yeah, it was great. All right. Got that all tied in. I swear, there's this one bird out my window. He's like a morning starling bird. But always around this time of night, he starts chirping away like he thinks it's morning time. I think the bird's blind. I don't think he knows. It really throws me off because, oh God, is it really that early? Like little starling bird chirping? No, it's like 1 o'clock at night. Just coughing and causing shooting pains. Oof, that's not good, bro. Gerhard, I wish I could do that. Make these? You can, man. They're easy, brother. They're easy. You can do it. I can give you step-by-steps if you want to once you get to that point. We can make flies too. Okay. So like I said, I think what we'll do is we'll throw in some crosscut. I've got a decent amount of blue crosscut, which I think would really just tone this one in. And we're going to throw that on the front. Oh, that's going to look so good. Yeah, that's what we're doing. But I got to do this. How am I going to do this here? I got to tie it in from this side. Yep. Okay, we'll do it just like that. These ones we will definitely, we've got to be careful not to wrap the legs under more than we want to. Yeah, how to get started, Jared? There's a lot of kits online that, I'm assuming that's what you're asking, that you can get fairly cheaply to start doing fly tying. And that gives you everything that you need to get started. It gives you the tools, it gives you the vise, that kind of stuff. Even Amazon sells it. You don't necessarily need the biggest, baddest thing in the world to get started. My vise here is a pretty high-end vise. You don't necessarily need that to do any of this stuff. David, who I would give props to and say that he's the better fly tyer than myself, he uses a much cheaper vise as well, and not to say that the vise makes the tire at all, is what I'm trying to get at. But here, I can pull this thing away just slightly so you guys can see it. This is the purple Renzetti Traveler vise that I use for tying up these jigs. I saw someone online somewhere here on YouTube that had this purple Renzetti vise, and I fell in love with it immediately, and so I had to go out and get one for myself. I don't remember who it was that I saw. I think his name was Oregon something or other, but yeah, he had the purple Renzetti vise. He showed it on like one live stream, and I was like, oh, that's the one. Okay, get that head wrap in there nice. And then we're going to whip finish it off. So, for those of you who've never seen it, I'm going to do this a bunch of times, but anybody that's just jumping in the stream, this is whip finish, very odd looking tool. What we're going to do is we're going to take the line and put it through here, and we're going to put it through the back loop here, and it's going to knot and basically is like clicking the finish button on this thing. I'm going to wet some of these hairs though and pull them backward. Dropped it off that back loop there, and then I can just pull this back in and pull that out, and boom. That's basically created a finishing knot on that thing. We can go back in and very gently cut the remainder of that thread off. And boom. We're almost there. Now we go in with the UV finish in thick, and we're going to put it on this head wrap here and just finish move this thing. Absolutely, Oregon. We gotta do some dual vise tying. Okay. Where is my bobkin? There we go. Just gonna spread the resin around those threads a little bit. Speed finish. Put on the mood lighting. Fly tying is addictive, as David says, man. You get started and you're going to spend all your money on this freaking stuff. Oh, no, it does not save you at all. Well, yes. No, it doesn't. I was going to say for me, but if you were purchasing the jigs, I would still be losing on these things. But I don't purchase the jigs, so I don't lose on these, thankfully. But I do end up losing because I just end up giving them away. I don't really sell them. So sure hard that. What type of fish do you want type of fish to catch? Assuming you're talking about these jigs, these are for Pacific salmon, right? Not Alaska, not Atlantic, I guess. That's what we use with these jigs here. As we go for salmon. I really like this combo, guys. Oregon, you know, like blue's making a hell of a comeback too, dude. Like those, have you seen like they're making blue beads and everything now too? Like the blue Vibrex has always been a killer for me. So I think this one again is going to make it into the personal box. Your phone died. Oh, you didn't miss much, brother. I made this jig, like this blue and purple and white. I think this thing turned out cool. And even the legs are like I don't get to use it very often, but these legs are like blue on one side and then they're like purple on the other. Oops. So it just so happens we were making a purple and blue jig, so I was like, oh, perfect, I can use these things up. Lake Michigan salmon, LOL. Isn't there there's like inland steelhead, which to be a steelhead you need to run from a river to a open body of water, so I guess they're not technically steelhead, but you guys still call them steelhead anyway. They are flies for every kind of predator fish. Jigs also catch the large variety. Yeah, for sure. You mean the landlocked ones? Yeah. The Great Lakes steelhead. Yes. I don't like the start wrap of that one, but that's all right. That's that thick bunny fuzz, or that the thick leather. All right, guys, we're gonna do one more here. What do we want to do? Do we want to do a fly? There was a guy that wanted me to do a caddis fly. Do we want to just switch to flies? Do we want to go to steelhead jigs, or we want to tie another one of the big boys? What do we want to do? Yeah, that's true. You don't get the sea lice. Those are just actually when you... Hello! Ohio, dude. Welcome, dude. MJ, thank you so much for stopping in, man. Appreciate you jumping in. What was I saying, Morgan? Oh yeah, you put those in the fry pan, man. They just make nice little crispies. Just a bonus. Oh, you guys want to hear a funny Lamprey story? So I may pause the music here for a second and just show you guys what a Lamprey looks like, for those that don't know. It's a very ugly eel-looking fish. Here we go. Oh my God, Google, come on. Just do what I want you to do. There we go. So this is a lamprey fish. Horrid looking little eels with a ton of little teeth on them. And then like, you can see there, they kind of attach themselves onto the salmon and they just kind of eat the hole in the side of the salmon. Very gross looking things. Well, they live in saltwater. They don't live up in freshwater, right? This thing here, this horrid looking thing. So what, a funny story, and I'll do this as, I guess nobody really called out, so we'll do another salmon jig. Mike and I, when we were younger, we would go snorkel our section of the river. Well, when we did that, all of the lampreys that had came up, attached themselves on the salmon, that couldn't live up in the rivers, aka the freshwater as well, would die off and just lay in the river. Well, you had a bunch of these dudes just laying in the bottom of the river, and in our section of river, it became really famous to want to like inner tube down this section of river. Well, what my cousin and I did as terrible little kids is we would go snorkel, we'd find these lampreys, and we'd hang on to them, and we'd wait for a group of tubers to come down the river. And then my cousin and I would go out into the water and pretend like we're playing and splashing each other and whatnot. All the while, we had a buddy hanging out in the tree line just above that. This is some country kid stuff, dude. Like, other people don't do this stuff, but all the while, we had the kid hanging out in the tree line. It was a buddy of my cousin's. As these tubers would get closer, one of us would grab the lamprey and we would stick it somewhere on us, and then we would like and pretend like it was latching onto us. And usually my cousin would do it on his arm, and he was like, "Oh God," and it would just be flopping around or whatever. And then we would toss it at the inner tubers. Usually there was a group of gals or something in that nature, and they would freak the fuck out. They would freak the fuck out. And they would jump off their inner tubes and they would run to the banks of the river, and the dudes would typically do the same. And I would pretend like my neck was killing me or something like that. The reason why, like I said, shitty little kids, is usually these guys came down the river with a cooler in an inner tube attached to wherever they were doing, because they were drinking as they were going down the river. The guy in the tree line would grab the cooler and run up into the trees, and off he'd be off into the trees, and then us two little shitheads would run off into the trees as well. Bunch of country kids, that's what we did. And yeah, well, there you have it, lamprey stories. They got a nice little story to tell, and we got some free beer. Yeah. Yeah, it's good times. And the only reason that we did that shit is because I heard that story from someone else and got the idea from someone else. And you want to know who that someone else is? My dear old dad did the same shit when he was young. Yep. Good times, guys. Good times. All right. So we're going to go all orange on this one. I don't want to use that bobbin. That bobbin sucks. I'm going to go with... Oh, I haven't used this purple, I don't think. So I'll switch this one out. You like that story? Yeah. It was a good time, man. So when you guys see the videos of Mike's, I'm not kidding you. Him and I are family, but we've been hanging out with each other as long as I can remember. Getting into trouble. Ah, damn it. Usually one of us would take the fall for one of the other one. Be like, all right, is it your turn or mine? Mike was with me when I took my BMW and flipped it into a ditch. And a bunch of other stories. Like I said, we grew up on that river, man. Mike and I even, like something straight out of Stand By Me, Mike and I even, one horrible day during the summertime, found a dead guy in the woods as well. So that was not a fun day. But I'll leave that story for another night. Much more different story than the land free stealing the beer story. Usually you get other free stuff too, because then you go snorkeling afterwards and whatever they dropped, you know. Bunch of broke country kids. That is evil. It's all in good fun. What's evil is we didn't really have any sympathy for those inner tubers at times because, like I said, my aunt and my grandfather both owned property right there on the river line. And we don't mind if people came up on the river line to get a break or whatever, but they were literally like, it got so bad that they ended up closing the river for inner tubers because it got so bad that they were going up on the riverbanks on people's property and then just taking a shit on the riverbank of people's property. So eventually it got shut down. It doesn't take much. And then the beer cans all over the place and just trash that they left behind. They leave it on the lower section of the river now. Just like anything, man, you have something good and people just can't seem to try and keep it that way. Then I really needed the free beer. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's kind of like it's like a toll, really. Oh, dude, we used to, that section of river, we used to play with people, like touristy people that would come up from Seattle all the time and just mess with them all the time. Was it one year I learned how to play banjo? And you can imagine the fun we had then. For those of you that live in America, there's a movie called The Deliverance. And I learned how to play Deliverance on the banjo. And as these people came from Seattle, out of nowhere in the woods, they would hear Deliverance coming out of the woods, man. And let me tell you, they wouldn't be hanging out very long. I ended up like last year selling that banjo, so I thought about getting it again, man. I think that'd be fun. I kept my dobro, but I sold my banjo. Alright, we'll keep this one a little bit more short and sweet there. Squeal, piggy. when you live out in the country, there's not a whole lot of things that can entertain you. And I just spent my whole summer up there, so we would just do dumb stuff until eventually we got yelled at. Built all kinds of forts in the woods, and my cousin would always, we just go hang up in the trees for multiple days on end. It's good times, man. Growing up like that, it's always good times. All right, I don't have much in the way of orange left anyway. So I've got that. Got a lot of orange crosscut. So we're going to use that up. Yeah. I want to do that on the body, and then I think I'll use the crosscut on the front, and so that black's going to hang in there a little bit. Outdoors with Preston. What's up, dude? Welcome in. Thank you so much for stopping in, brother. I'm tying up a salmon jig. I live in the Pacific Northwest, so this is what we use a lot of the time for catching big old salmon. That's going to be a puny ass tail, but that's what we got, it looks like. I don't have anything better. Oh, wait. Hold on, do I have enough of this? No, I don't think I do. Oh, wait. Is that all crosscut? That is all crosscut. Damn it, I thought I could use some of this, but I don't think that's enough. Getting real low on my rabbit zoinker stock now. Did you know the Shining was filmed in Oregon? I did not know that, dude. That's actually pretty rad. Watching about to go to walleye jigging on a tournament. Oh, right on, dude. Are you walleye? You're like must be middle of the state somewhere, I'm assuming. Yeah, that's pretty rad, actually. I didn't know that. I don't know. Here in Washington, I think we got you beat for the shows, though. What is it, that one stupid one from Forks, Washington? God damn it, I forget the name. This was the vampire one. The dorky vampire one. That was filmed in Forks, Washington, right here. Not far from me. Tiller and Lodge, Mount Hood. Oh, wow. Up in Michigan. Right on, dude. Well, good luck, man. What kind of jigs do you guys use? Is it like round head jigs like this one, or? Okay, tie that bad boy off. Now we get to put in the legs. Usually Mike ends up stealing these orange ones out of my box. Orange are his favorite color. We have a place called Clarence with big salmon. Oh, right on, Garrett. Do you fish for him, brother? Astoria has the kindergarten cop. We got the Halloween Town and Goonies. Oh, yeah, that's true. You got Goonies. That's a good one. Vertical jigging with 1 ounce. This is a, God, 1 ounce? This is a half ounce here, these ones I'm using. We use these this jig here typically for the salmon that we have in our area like this. Alright guys, 17 likes. We're getting close to the end of the stream here. Can we get it up to 20 before the end? What do you guys say? Okay. Rubber legs, rubber legs. What are we doing for rubber legs? I think like a gold color would do well on here. What do you guys think? Is it too dark, maybe? What about like a light color? Ooh, I think that's the one. That's gonna be the one there. Oh, you know what? I even have like Homeward Bound, really? That was like one of my favorite movies going as a kid. Is that the one about the two dogs and the cat, right? Or am I thinking something else? What the hell was the vampire one? That was driving me nuts. It's really popular. Boom. 2 legs wrapped in there. Lost Boys? No. It was about the chick. And it was like wolves, or like werewolves and vampires. Fucking Twilight. The Twilight series was filmed here in Forks, Washington. Stupid show, but I think that's the closest to any like show worthy one that we got here. That I can remember anyway. Legs set too tight in. We're set to go. Okay, we need to cut this off so that way I can do it the right direction this time. We're going to tie that right on top and get that leather wrapped in there good. And then get our thread to the front. Bring our arm around so we can get our thread out of our way. I'm going to hand wrap these ones just because I just want to make sure that they lay like I want them to lay. And see, this is why you guys can see probably why when I take my hand away here, you're gonna see why I typically don't like to use these losing it here. I don't like to use these cross cuts because now we've kind of got a real like cylindrical body. It's not as fluffed up as something like this, right? It doesn't have the same body profile. Okay, and then we're gonna just start doing that head wrap again. Let's get this thing out of our way. Sweet. Gotta find the whip finish. There it is. Do that one more time. Gerhard, are you out of here, brother? You have a good night, man. Thank you so much for joining the stream, brother. Thank you again for subscribing. I really appreciate it, man. If you want to go check out some of my videos, and I even think I've got some subtitles on some of them too, if that helps you at all. But I appreciate you hanging out, dude. What vice am I using here? This is the Renzetti Traveler. This is kind of like a higher end vice, but it's I really like this one because I like this one was a limited edition one, so there's a few of these out here, but it came with a heavier base than it normally comes with, and then I think it came with this piece, which is not usually what it comes with, but yeah, this is what I use to tie on. The River Why? Oh yeah, I remember that movie. There's also that fly fishing movie, A River Runs Through It. That's pretty good. That's a pretty damn good one too. Oh shit, we're not done. Okay. Tuck those fur back, and then we will do our resin finish here. The river runs through it. I like The River Runs Through It. That's a good movie. Kind of slow at times, but it's a good movie. If you're into fly fishing too, it's kind of like a standard to go watch that movie. Somehow my wife today got into she really, for some reason, was looking up fishing and whatnot, and she came across permit, and she really thought those are cool looking fish, and I was like, yeah, let's go fish for permit. She's like, I think you need to fly fish. I'm like, yeah, let's go do it. We'll see how that works out. All right, a little bit of mood lighting here for you guys. Does this glow? No. Yeah, man, I kind of agree with you. It's slow at times for sure. Okay. There we go. Now that resin's nice and hard, we have created another salmon jig. That makes it 3 for tonight. Uno, dos, and tres. I really feel like this was such a great combo for these 3, man. I mean, honestly, all 3 of these might find their way into my personal box. But these are some rad jigs. And then we also made the steelhead jigs. Hold on a second. Oh, here it is. So we did this one. Which I know how crazy these look to someone that's never fished this way before. There's a steelhead jig right there. And the other one that we made. And they're all on Kamagatsu 2x strong hooks as well. I made him bore out the jig molds. That way we can get some really tough hooks to put on these. But I think I'm getting to the point, guys. I'm going to wind down here and call it a night. To anybody that's watching the stream right now, I thank you guys so much, even if you're just hanging out. If you want to, and make sure you guys subscribe, and you guys catch me when I do the next live. So here's how my schedule works. Wednesdays is my video days, so I usually come out with a video on Wednesday of whatever adventure I'm doing lately. And then Thursdays is my guest stream. So the last time I had David from David Flies, which I don't know what I did with that box of flies that I had, but dang it, where'd it go? Anyway, David, he was on my stream. Oh, here it is. David from Big Island Ugly Flies. So he makes these bad boys. He was on my stream a couple of nights back, and he tied up some of these bad boys on stream along with me when I was tying up my jigs. It was a good time. And then the one just this last Thursday, aka yesterday, I was hanging out with Oregon, who's actually in the chat right now, and we were doing I was making some jigs, and we were just bullshitting the night away about fishing and whatnot. So anyway, I think the next Thursday I've got scheduled up, I think it's going to be back with my old man, and so you guys can see how all the jigs work and how he makes all the jigs in his gigantic setup again. And he sets it up all nerd-like, so he's got all kinds of dumb stuff on there. I say that with love. But and then Fridays are going to be obviously this, which is my late night streams. So again, appreciate everybody that's hung out with here. Frisch DR, really appreciate you having in the chat. Manic, seriously, special shout out to you, brother, and to David for you guys on those donos. You guys are absolutely amazing. So, and Fish DNR, I didn't forget, you definitely did the dono too. So thank you so much, man. But appreciate all you guys. Y'all have a good night. And I'll catch you guys on the next live. Later, guys.